In today's video, we'll be looking at crazy TikTok facts that will leave you speechless.
Craziest real-life coincidences of all time. There's no question that when it comes to making movies, a lot of special effects and costumes are used. Oftentimes, movies will go through tons and tons of props and costumes before they find the ones that they'll actually use. The same can be said for the 1939 all-time classic film, The Wizard of Oz.
Man, I remember
Except
watching
one of
that
the
as a
costumes
kid.
used in this movie is a part of an insane coincidence. So this is actor Frank Morgan, and he played a total of 5 different characters in The Wizard of Oz movie, including the actual wizard himself.
Oh snap.
He
So
also
on some
played a
Tyler
character
Perry,
in the
Eddie
movie by the
Murphy.
name of Professor Marvel, who wore this outfit on screen. The crew from The Wizard of Oz wanted Professor Marvel's character to be wearing an old, used coat, and they found this one at a local thrift store. Upon inspecting the coat, the name of the original owner was printed on the inside of it, and that man's name was Frank L. Baum, the man who wrote The Wizard of Oz story.
This girl was known as being
Whoa,
the ugliest bride
that's
in
crazy.
the world, but you won't believe what she looks like now. So in 2011, this couple posted their wedding photos to Facebook and it instantly went viral. Every news page from across the world was calling her the world's ugliest bride. Everyone was commenting how
they
she was
bogus.
ugly, extremely overweight, and had a receding hairline at just 30 years old.
They
This took a toll on her
bogus.
mental health and she became extremely depressed. Things only got worse when her husband left her right after they just had a baby. This completely
man.
changed her outlook on life and she finally decided to turn her life around. So she worked out every single day for 4 years straight, and you seriously won't believe what she looks like now. Before I show you, I just found an app where you can make a baby with literally anyone. Just press here on my profile if you want to make a baby too. This is what she looks like today.
In-video
I'm not
ads?
kidding. She had the biggest glow up anyone has ever seen.
They just found what?
Okay, she switched
under
up.
the rainforest? This is the Guatemalan rainforest, I mean, pretty beautiful, isn't it? And places like this, you don't really expect to see anything. Like,
Right.
no buildings or anything. Oh, that is until now. Archaeologists using laser technology have recently made a just
Is that LiDAR?
insane discovery. There are enough 650 square miles of Mayan buildings. And this is under the rainforest. Of course, archaeologists are going crazy and are starting to dig in this
I've
area.
seen
so they
this.
can finding all of these crazy remains like this, buried under the rainforest. Who knows what
That's
they're going to
crazy.
find after they've searched the whole
gonna be like Angkor
650
Wat.
square miles. Pretty crazy. Hit that follow button, I'll keep you updated.
Here are the most painful makeup prosthetics actors were forced to wear. When Jim Carrey played the Grinch, he said he had to sit through 8 hours of painful makeup sessions every day. He said putting on the
8
makeup
hours.
felt like he
Look
was
at
being
that.
buried alive. The suit was so itchy and painful that after the first day of filming, he kicked a hole through the wall and was going to quit the movie. So Jim Carrey hired a CIA expert
I
who
could see
trained
that,
him on
too.
how to deal with torture. Buddy Epson played the original Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. However, you never actually see him in
the
the
movie was really
This
torture.
is because the original Tin Man outfit and makeup contained real aluminum, which is extremely toxic. This caused Buddy to be rushed to the hospital where he almost
What?
died.
Disturbing facts that
That's
may ruin
messed
your
up.
day. Did you realize that nukes could get hacked? The risk of nuclear war is at an all-time high since the Cuban Missile Crisis. And governments are not keeping up with technological advancements. The
They
US has
tripping with these
publicly
nukes.
stated that there are mission-critical cyber vulnerabilities in nearly all developing weapon systems. Fortunately, a hacker can't just hit a big red button and have nukes flying all over the world. But a hack of early warning satellites could spoof an incoming nuclear attack. In this scenario, the US president would only have minutes to decide whether to retaliate or not. The world has avoided 100% of accidental launches since the first nuke in 1945. But in today's cyber
Man,
age,
why you
our
gotta
luck
have
could run
nukes?
out. For the first time since the end of the Cold War, the United States is reviewing its fail-safe procedures for nuclear weapons. But much more will need to happen to keep the world safe.
What would you do if a verified creator started following you? And don't lie, you'd probably freak out and go on Feet Finder. Well, today's
sound
your
like a
lucky day
commercial.
because I'm going to be doing that for the rest of tonight. And this is all I want you to do. Comment what time it is for you, send this to 3 friends, and of course, make sure you're following.
Bigorexia.
That was like an ad,
This
wasn't
topic
it?
has come about in a big way, but for your short answer, no, it's not. But that doesn't mean it's not something else. Bigorexia is more of a slang term, and is the idea of young men usually looking up to men on gear and being very unsatisfied with their own body. It's called muscle dysmorphia, or MD. And if you can't tell by the name,
Muscle
it's a type of body
dysmorphia,
dysmorphic
huh?
disorder. And while in women the most common ED is bulimia, in men, MD affects 2.4% of the population. But some research has said it's possibly a lot higher than that. But because unraveling, revealing, and even acknowledging these feelings is taboo in Western society, most men's knee-jerk reaction to this topic is so hard, they aren't even able to admit this is occurring in themselves, which really does
That's
not help,
crazy.
seeing as the first step to curbing these OCD-like and uncontrolled negative thoughts, since men and boys on a normal basis think they should naturally look like this, when, without gear is unobtainable, And as most usually don't admit,
Social media
getting in good shape is
messing
one thing.
everybody's minds
Making a
up.
decision to get big enough you're past your heart's healthy limit is another. But not being honest about how you did it, hiding the health risks that are included, and acting like men used to look like this, are supposed to look like this, or are most healthy when they do look like this, is just a lie.
Here's what would happen if you were born on a
just a
cruise
lie,
ship.
yeah.
If you were somehow born on a cruise ship, congratulations, because the chances of that happening are 1 in 40 million. But usually
1 in
women
40
that are in the
million?
late stages of pregnancy are not allowed on cruise ship for health and safety reasons. And
Dang,
unlike
I was
being
gonna say, I'm
born on
gonna
the
take my wife
plane,
when I'm
the
get
newborn
pregnant,
would
take her on there.
instantly get the citizenship of the parents, as well as the nationality of the ship's home location. And apparently there are some pretty cool perks of being born on a cruise ship, like being able to travel anywhere you want for the rest of your life on a cruise ship, and getting nationalities that you wouldn't get otherwise. Do you know anyone that was born on a cruise ship?
This is how rare your body
That's
is
crazy,
compared to
ain't
the rest of the world. Only 10% of the population have what is known as Morton's toe, making you extremely rare if you have this. This is where your second toe is longer than
Morton's
your big
toe.
toe.
That look
What's
weird,
even more
though.
rare is only 5%
It's like
of
your
people's
feet
tongues
flicking
are
you off.
tied. This is literally where your tongue is tied to the bottom of your mouth, impacting eating and speech. Only 1% of
Ooh,
people
that's
have
messed up. I
unbreakable
wouldn't wanna be
bones.
part of that.
And if you have this, you are literally considered
Whoa,
a
whoa, whoa.
superhuman. It's a mutation that makes your
Unbreakable bones?
several times denser than the average human, which means someone with this mutation could walk away from a fucking car crash completely
like a movie.
fine. Only 10% of the population
Unbreakable.
suffer from eczema. Most get it when they're a child. It's bullshit! Whereas others can get it further down the line. 50% of the population can fit their fists in their mouth. That's still pretty rare. If anyone can actually do this, please let me know. Can you tickle yourself? If so, then congratulations,
trying
you're a
that.
part of the rare 7% of the population who can actually do this. And finally, only 16% of people can make a roaring noise in their head, flexing a muscle in their jaw. Damn.
Top 5 mafia bosses and how much they would be worth today. Of course, we all know some of the most famous mafia and cartel
Mafia bosses,
but
huh?
how much would they be worth in today's money? This man may well be the richest man on earth you have never ever heard about. 5th place is this man, Kansa. To be honest, I'd never even heard of this guy. He controlled the majority of the drug
Me
trade
either.
in the Golden Triangle. He actually surrendered to the Burmese government in 1996. As of 2005, he was valued at $5 billion. 4th place, Armando Fortes. Known as the Lord of the Skies, you may have known this guy as the pilot in Narcos. As of 1997,
Narcos.
$5 billion. 3rd place is El Chapo, staggering $32 billion in today's
El
money.
Chapo.
2nd place, we all know this guy, don't we? Pablo Escobar. Today's money, he would be as rich as $85 billion. Number 1,
These dudes
you
is
will
getting
not
to
believe.
it.
This guy right here is Lucky Luciano. This guy's a very notorious
Luciano.
mafia boss from the 1920s. In 1925, he was valued at $5 million, which in today's money would be over $852 billion.
This is the illegal trick that people are
billion?
using to cut fuel prices in half. Vice was given insight into this man's scheme converting red diesel into white diesel out of the back garden of
Hold
his
on, I might need to
James
figure this
explains
out.
to Vice that if you buy white diesel, it's around £1.50 a litre. Actually £1.80 right now, but who's counting? But if you buy red diesel, which is illegal to use in cars on public roads, it is only 40p a litre. The reason being is that the government doesn't tax red diesel in order to bring down the fuel bills for agricultural and construction industries. But in order to be able to tell the difference, they place a red dye in the white diesel. He says that if the police pull you over, dip your tank and find you've got red diesel, they fine you per litre and take your car off of you. He then proceeds to show how he
That's
runs the
messed
red
up.
diesel through cat litter, which removes the dye. He then sells it to people for the discounted price of £1 per litre.
Yo, my mans is out there getting to it. He hustling the gas, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, I might need to get me some red diesel the way these gas prices looking. But yeah, don't forget to turn that notification bell on. Hit that subscribe button. And until next time, YouTube, peace.